Already facing the challenge to deposit stealth, no suppressors, heavy bags, and hidden section bars. So there's no suppressors, which would not really matter that much, except for the part that it's deposit, and that it's just overall really frustrating, since for a start we can't just shoot everything that we want on the top floor to clear that floor over there, and also because if we don't actually have a breaching charge, we can't shoot a transformer, but that's really about it. Aside from that, we have heavy bags, which matters in two places, trying to move a body, and then afterwards also trying to, generally, what are you doing? Right then. And then aside from that, trying to just move the cash out later on, which, what are you trying to do? Generally does not matter all that much, except for the fact that it's just really frustrating that we are gonna have cash and we're gonna be really slow with moving it. So now that it's actually being lured, or at least the god's actually being lured, finally there's hidden section bars, which might make that luring slightly more frustrating, but it doesn't really matter all that much. It just doesn't. So Cyber's gonna grab the disguise. I'm gonna find another god to actually lure. Speaking of which, if you could just walk over here, because it's perfect. Right then, so we're just gonna lure the god, and maybe, just maybe, they're gonna have a keycard, which would be absolutely fantastic. They did not have a keycard, which is slightly less fantastic, but aside from that, we're just gonna grab the disguise, and we're just gonna move inside since they're... Never mind then. We'll lure one more guard because we can, and that's the only reason. You don't hear anything, alright? It's just that simple. So the guard's gonna walk over here, we're gonna knock him out, and then, well, it's gonna be a rather convenient ragdoll, and once we're done with that, we're just gonna go through here because there's practically zero value in actually luring any more guards, because we'll be waiting there for an awful lot of time. But we're gonna wait for you to move over there because there is Max Grace office over here, so we do want to actually hack it. Provided that these guards and staff don't actually see me, which, considering that a manager's showing up, we might just want to lure both of them out of the way, which... I suppose the manager doesn't actually care, so we're just gonna go over here. We'll just start lockpicking since the manager's actually facing that way and not slightly facing towards our way diagonally. Right then, we're just gonna pretend that that's not directed towards us. We'll go over here, we'll get this started. And it seems like Cyber has the vault keycard and the code. So we're just gonna work with that. We're just gonna stay over here, and we're gonna try and get an intel, and then afterwards it's just a matter of trying to either get a keycard or just not do any of this, which is perfectly valid, but for now we'll just grab this intel over here. We'll go through here, you're not gonna see absolutely anything, and then we're just gonna find where Cyber is to a rough extent, which... I mean, that's that, so... We'll get this scrambled open, Cyber's gonna back that up, which will be quite important here, because there might be a guard just down in that direction, and then afterwards we'll just get this open. We'll lock Cyber out, because that's quite important to us, and then we'll just very carefully start clearing the area over here, because they're... You're gonna walk away, which is genuinely absolutely fantastic. And I'm just gonna sneak in behind you, and I guess I'm just gonna get this open, which... I know you see me over there, but I'm not having any of this nonsense. So, we're gonna wait for that guard to move first, just so that we won't actually have any problems, since I am worried that if the guard actually goes anywhere remotely unpleasant, we're gonna have the slightly pressing issue of the guard seeing the vault being open, which we generally would not like, so if you're not gonna notice anything, I mean, sure, but that's that clear. And right now Cyber's got a radio, which is absolutely hilarious, so we're just gonna stay over here, you're gonna put your hands up, and then we're just gonna clear around because there's still one more guard left, which... Put your hands up. And now that that's sorted, we could just go over here. We could go over here and grab the keycard. We could knock you out. And, well, you're gonna stay there, and you're not gonna do absolutely anything because, well, the guard's gonna obviously comply, so... As long as you don't take 1 minute going outside with heavy bags, things should, for the most part, be relatively safe, and we should be relatively alright in terms of, well, not having the guard run away, which might be slightly awkward, so make sure you keep your hands up, and then we'll just go through here, and then it's gonna be absolutely fantastic, so... So we're just gonna saunter out of there without getting caught by the cameras or any of the employees or guards or managers or absolutely anything. It is heavy bags, so we're gonna have to awkwardly do this over here. Which, fortunately, we have taken out most of the guards that are roaming about, so that's essentially sorted. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Hop over this. Hopefully no one's escaping, and then we'll get out of here. And then, well, that's the daily challenge in just under 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Cheers, everyone. Have a great time.